Alright, so we're installing Windows Subsystem for Linux on Windows 11. So right click on your terminal, say Run as Administrator. Got your terminal up, say WSL -- install. And here we go. Moving right along here, getting this installed. Almost there. And there we go. So from here we can open up the menu and we see we have Ubuntu there. Windows Subsystem for Linux. So Ubuntu is the default, but when we try to launch it, it's not going to work because we still need a reboot. So if you try to actually just use it directly after installing it, it's not going to work. So we're going to try both of these and same thing. So basically just telling us we have to restart there. So we're going to go ahead and reboot our system. And here we go, shutting down. And there we go, just rebooted our system there. And we're ready to, so now it's come up with this and it's asking us for some basic info like a username that we want to set it up with initially. So prior to the reboot, we wouldn't have even had this stuff set up anyways. So add in a password here. And I kind of fumbled that. I'm going to try again. And there we go, successful. Now, here we go. We now have a terminal on our new Linux subsystem, Ubuntu based. So clear that out. And we're going to try sudoing to root. So we're going to say sudo su dash to sudo to root, type in our password. There we have root access. So who am I? Verify yes we are in fact root, which we knew we already were. Exit out of there. Just wanted to test that out. Now we can just set our password just by saying password. And that's going to change the password for the current user that we're logged in as. And this is all purely the Linux password, and nothing to do with our Windows password. And how did I mess that up 2 times in a row? Any case, there we go. Successfully updated my password. Now exit out of that terminal. We're going to open up Ubuntu. So basically just click on that Ubuntu icon, which is the default distro for Windows Subsystem for Linux, and there we go. We have our terminal on our new Ubuntu subsystem. So just check out the system a little bit. Do a uname-a to check out the kernel and version of the OS and stuff like that. Do an uptime to check the load factor and stuff. Cat etc issue to check the exact version of Ubuntu. We're going to lscpu-e to check all our cores. We have all 8 cores visible, which is the number of cores on this particular system. Try running xterm, does not work because it's not installed. Just wanted to kind of test that out there. You can actually, it's telling us we can configure the default behavior when you type exit, which I did not do in this case, but you could. Now, launching from this specific icon, same deal, launches us into our default distro. And this one up here, I have not looked into this yet, but it doesn't really do a whole lot. So, any case, yeah, nothing to see here. I'm going to move right along and jump right back into Ubuntu. Immediately loads upon hitting that Ubuntu icon. And we can also just pop open a terminal here. So PowerShell by default. Now you can say WSL -- list -- online. And we can see all of the different distros that are available to us. So if we didn't want Ubuntu, you can use like Kali Linux, Debian, Oracle Linux, Kind of surprised that Kali is there, but I guess it's a common thing that people would want to test with. You can also check the current version of Windows Subsystem for Linux. And you can say WSL-U root to change your root password for your distro. Or to get root access to your distro if you don't remember the password and you don't know how to sudo into it from the instance itself. And once you become root, you can then reset your password. So if you ever do forget your password, you can reset it like that. So I didn't actually reset it. I just hit Control-C to cancel resetting it because it's already set to what I want. So jumping over here, we're just going to demo a few things like top and htop to check the performance, see what's running. So not a whole lot's running. I mean, I see a ton of processes doing almost nothing. Very little system resource usage. I'm going to do an apt-get update. And there we go. Updated the information about what packages are available on the repo. And now we're going to do an apt-get install NeoFetch. So we're just going to install NeoFetch here. This is a nice thing to just demo a new system just to show details about the system that's installed. This is usually what people like to put in screenshots that they post on Reddit. So there we go. Say NeoFetch, and there it shows us the distro that we're running. So it's Ubuntu. And you can tell based on the output that it's running on a Microsoft device. So this kind of identifies it as running in Windows Subsystem for Linux. You can see it has like a Microsoft built Linux kernel. Crazy time to be alive having Microsoft building Linux kernels. So anyways, you can go down here. There's a drive called Linux, and you can go in here and browse the file system on your Windows subsystem. So you have direct access to your Linux file system from Windows. So here we're going to demo editing this file, right? I'm going to create like a Hello World Python file. And we're going to save it. So we create that using VI in our home directory in our Windows subsystem, right? And so we've got that there. Now we go over to our home directory underneath we can access this from Windows, and we see the same file that we created in our Linux subsystem. We can access that from Windows. We can open it with Notepad. So the same file we edited in VI, we can open that with Notepad, which is that way you can share everything between the systems. Perfect for development and everything. Real convenient way to do things. So any case, open up another terminal here, and now we can cd to this directory from PowerShell. So we can use PowerShell and basically browse our Linux files with PowerShell on Linux, which is also kind of interesting. All right, so running Python does not work because Python's not installed, which is kind of unfortunate. Anyways, so if you found this useful, give me a thumbs up. If you know something I don't know, leave a comment down below. Not just for me, but for the next person who watches this video. They might want to read your comment. They might find it useful. Also, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on all the great content we're putting out. We do a lot of great stuff. Coding, system administration, Windows, Linux. We do like Raspberry Pis, 3D printing, networking, just a ton of great tech-related stuff you're just not going to want to miss out on. So definitely hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell icon. Otherwise, YouTube's not going to let you know when we come out with a new video. So yeah, don't miss out, and like and subscribe, hit the bell icon. That's about it for today. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on that next video.